All right. So who do we have here?
Tan.
When I saw your name, I was like, what the hell she got?
Tan year round.
Yeah.
It's a West Coast thing.
So you're a West Coast girl. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
I thought you were from Jersey.
I know, everyone does.
I was like,
Everyone thinks I'm East Coast.
yeah. I was like, yeah, she got me from Jersey.
No, I don't do well in the snow or the cold.
I love the cold actually.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the heat out here, especially around this time. It's very great. So for y'all that don't know, we're in Vegas.
Yes.
Enjoying our splendid view of the airport.
Uh-huh.
Such a horrible view.
No, but I mean, you have the mountains and you still have part of the strip. There's a lot of lights at night. It looks so much better at night.
I wanted to see the
that.
strip more than here, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever. So tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got in, what you do, stuff like that.
Okay, so I started in 2020, August, like right when like the wave of COVID models started popping onto the scene. I didn't really know what to do, but someone kind of told me that I should be doing it. Because this guy I went to high school with, and he had a crush on me, and the way that he tried to tell me about the crush was that I had pretty feet, and I should consider doing foot stuff.
Okay.
So that was like his segue into that. And so I'm like, fuck the crush, foot stuff. What are you talking about? Like, so then like I honestly already figured he had a crush on me at that point. Like he was super flirtatious that whole time. So that was nothing. But the foot stuff, I was like, okay, I gotta look into this. So I started looking into it. It seemed like it was really saturated at the time.
Still is.
Yeah, So I didn't know where I would fit in. That's why I wanted to come up with something that had to do with how I looked. So that's why I went like with Tanfeets, because I'm like, okay, they'll remember that that's me versus it being like pretty feet 1, 2, 3, or you know what I mean, something like that, because that's going to be super generic.
Right.
So I wanted to like brand myself from like early on. So once I did that, I just started building my page, building my following, and I realized really quickly that without following, consistency, you have no credibility, and people aren't going to spend anything on the unknown.
Yeah. So I normally have a saying, and it's normally a bad saying, but it's a true statement. Most people that start off in this industry go femdom,
right.
and feet.
Right.
Off the gate.
Interesting.
Off the gate. Only because they normally hear it's quick, fast money.
See, I didn't hear that at all. I didn't hear that there was any money in it to be had. He just told me, you have nice feet, put them out there. But there was no expectation of me making any amount of money or even being successful or that it could be long term. Like I didn't see longevity in it. I just saw it as like, well, let's see what the people say. It was more of an attention thing for me than it was a money thing initially. I wanted to see if people were going to be receptive to what I put out.
And that's kind of a good outlook on it because you've been in long enough. Most people ain't getting rich off of this.
Right. Well, I mean, I have a job still, and I had one then, so there was no like, oh, I'm doing this to replace something,
survive.
A means to an end. Like this was just something I'm going to do and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then I go back to doing my normal thing. You know?
No, and same here. You know, so it's not. I'm not on a survival standpoint where hey, I have to make this or else I'm.
And that's honestly where the majority of people are that are in the industry that do sex work. I've come to realize that. And I'm like, oh, then, oh God, what does that make me? Where I'm just like, no, I just want attention. Like,
they hate us. They hate us. Because then in the same breath, they be like, I don't have to work for nobody else. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
Right.
But you have to make something.
Yeah.
Versus me, I already know what I'm going to make next week.
Right. Right. And honestly, the only reason I keep the vanilla job is for the benefits. That's literally the only reason.
100%.
The only reason. If it didn't have anything to do with that, I would have probably moved on. Yeah, but but then also too, you sit back and you're like, well, this isn't going to be forever, and there's already things that are happening on our platforms that are affecting our visibility. So that kind of like shakes you, and it's like, hey, you got to remember that it's not
You
going to
definitely
always be what it is right now.
you definitely have to have multiple plans.
Yeah, and be realistic. Yeah, yeah.
Trust me, you have a new foot model be like, yeah, I charge $500 an hour. Like,
Right. That's crazy. It took me 3 years to get to where I am now. And that's with me working pretty much every single day with no set hours, so 24/7.
100%.
Uh-huh.
Being your own boss in this industry is not a clock in, clock. Even when I go to sleep, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta edit
Yep.
some stuff.
Yep.
Or
Send
I gotta
myself
do
an
this.
email. I got to do this custom. Oh my God, I forgot this detail or something. Yeah.
Mm,
But I think it's different because when it's your own brand and it's a self representation, you want to make sure that you're always on. That's why it doesn't feel like quote unquote work compared to my other job, because it's like, I enjoy this. I want to do this. I want to put my best out there and I want to be consumed. I want people to consume this, enjoy it, and be the reason they're getting off.
I'm not gonna lie. One of my toxic, you'll hear a couple of toxic traits of mine.
Uh-huh.
One of them is I love when women say they pleasure themselves to my content.
I love that. Yeah. Just in general. Yeah, I always say I want to be
I don't care
pleased
about
by.
the guys because guys get off on you.
I'm good. I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah.
If everybody's coming, I'm happy.
Yeah. But women are more particular.
Absolutely.
So if women are particular and they're specifically going to a certain thing,
Yeah.
like ding 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 ding.
And they're pretty habitual. Like I have the same shit I watch. You know what I mean? Like because there's parts of it that I'm like looking forward to the same way that a guy would. Like, you
I'm
know
a
what I
blowjob
mean?
person.
Yeah. So it's like.
ooh, okay. Yeah, right there.
But no, you know why I think I like watching the same ones is because nothing's worse than me trying to get off and it's not up to par. And I'm like, yeah, where's my other video? Like,
100%. It's like going to a movie theater trying to give a new movie a chance and really being a dud.
Yeah.
Shit.
Could have just stayed home and put on something on Prime and Netflix. Yep.
100%,
Exactly.
100%.
But yeah.
So what kind of projects do you have coming up? This is your third year?
This is my third year.
So you're going into your fourth.
Yeah. So I'm actually gonna try and travel more next year because I'm taking a good amount of time off right now. And I have been. So like I haven't been like usually I'll travel 2 to 4 times a month, and now I'm only doing 1 to 2. So I've literally cut that in half. So after like January, February, I really want to pick it up. So I don't know what necessarily is planned, but I want to venture out more and
like
go to
in the United States.
Well, yeah, and internationally. Yeah, I just got my passport, so I do have plans to go to Canada and the UK at some point in 2024. Okay. So that'll be a part of it too. For sure.
I know UK is definitely a super high ticket.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Super high.
They've been asking for years.
Hey, I'm sure once you touch down, they're going to be like, yes. So any other projects, any theme, series, people you want to work with?
More models would be nice because I do collab with a lot of like photographers and guys, which is great, but I don't collab with a lot of other models or women. And I think that's just because it's based on my travel, right? So like if I'm going somewhere and there's models there, then that's great. But if I'm going somewhere and there's only photographers that I'm getting in contact with, then that's who all I'm going to see. Right. So just trying to see if there's more opportunities for me to actually link with other models.
And what do you think you get from the actual models versus the photographers and the males?
Just a different, like more varied content. Yeah, because I mean, foot jobs are great and hand jobs are great, but there's other things that I think can be accomplished between two women that supersede other things. And it's like if I have certain videos that portray various different types of content, then I think that I can fill those pockets. And I think that I'm better off doing that with other women.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
just because I'm not there yet with like my boy girl stuff and Yeah.
No, I trust that. I was like, yeah, all you have to do is hump. You're like, nah, it's too close to fucking. Okay. Your clothes is on. Like,
yeah, but like my self control.
oh, you should have just said that. You made me feel some type of way.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like humping is too close to fucking. Like that has to do more with me than anything else.
This is dope. I was cool with it. I was like, okay, makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
But as we were doing our scene, for y'all that don't know, we just finished a foot job, hand job combo, and you're like I said, you're probably my second, third foot job on camera. And it was pretty dope. I was like, okay. Keep stroking that dick with them feet.
I was trying to put it work. I was like, oh, I gotta get him something good.
Did she grab the thighs? I knew she was going. I was like, she's kind of going for the gusto. Yeah, okay. You actually almost had me a couple times with just your feet.
I thought that too, because I could feel it, and I felt you shaking. I know the tremble. Yeah, I felt the tremble.
But I'm also, because I do production, I'm like, all right, I don't think it's enough time.
So almost broke you off too soon.
I wouldn't say that. Don't make me sound like a minute man now. It took a little effort.
But that was after we had already done some of the hand jobs.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that part.
Yeah. And then I liked how you're like, oh, you got I do pre-cum a lot.
Yeah.
I do pre-cum.
Everything that I see and feel, I talk about. Because I want the other person that's watching to have that sense of what I'm going through.
Yeah. So I do. So when you said that, I was like,
yeah.
So what's one of your, like, give me a criteria when someone approaches you to collab or something like that. What's a criteria that you're like, okay, you have to meet these kind of standards before I agree to it?
It's really nice if they're already on the platforms that I'm on, because that takes a lot of the extra paperwork and process out of it. I usually like to work with people that are a little more unique in the content that they produce themselves. And I really like to work with people that, like, I've met.
Okay.
So, like, it's nice even in passing how you and I met at FedCon. So, like, anytime that I've, like, met somebody briefly, I always end up working with them.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so just things like that. Like, and then cool people, you know, like being able to have the conversation and set everything up. I think it's really interesting when people reach out and they want to create content but don't have links. So I feel like that's a big part of it, you know, like you don't have to be number one on clip stores, but you got to have something to show that
you're actually active.
There's some determination there and you're not just hoarding all this content for you.
The crazy thing is when I normally send people links and send them this whole thing of, you know, what, you know, I'm interested in shooting, and then they come back, so what are we shooting? I'm like, we just sent you
right
everything. So I asked another model, I'm like, y'all don't really read this stuff, do you? She's like, I barely. She's like, I'll skim it. She's like, I'll skim it like 3-4 times, and then the day up, then I'll really read it. I'm like, okay, like, you know,
I mean, I read it. I there was nothing in it that I wouldn't already expect out of a shoot. So it wasn't like there was anything new to me. But yeah, I definitely read it. As far as like having it, I think it's better than not. Because there's some type of plan and there's something in writing and it's intention. I like doing things with intent.
100%.
So, yeah.
And, you know, in the age of cancellations, and I don't mean someone not showing up for the job, I feel like it's very important for me to protect myself. To say, hey, this was already, even like we had a situation where you're like, well, no, this wasn't, and I'm like, my bad. It was just a total misunderstanding.
So I do read.
That time, nah. So it was a total misunderstanding, but I was like, okay, no problem, and fixed it and resent it back out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, and that's the purpose of sending it, just in case something like that does happen.
Yeah.
Something we didn't agree upon. Like I had one. it was a hand job scene. And then when I popped, the girl was like, "Oh, you could have popped in my mouth." I'm like, "Talk about that."
Right.
But it would have been great to know, but we didn't talk
Yeah.
about this, so I just didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because it wasn't established. Mm-hmm.
And God forbid if I'd be like, "In your mouth," and you'd be like, "Oh, how
Right.
dare you!" So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Slaps.
I'm good. I do not like pain like that. So, since you are more established, I would say 3 years in,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty established. What advice would you give, let's say, a new model, period, getting into the industry?
Mm-hmm.
And what advice would you give a new foot model getting into the industry?
Well, a new model, I don't really have much advice because all I do is foot stuff.
Same basics.
I would say be consistent, be nice to your customers because there's so much of like that
Catty, mean girl
well,
shit.
and like the whole like you have to pay to DM me. Like I'll never understand that because why are you already biting the hand that could potentially feed you?
Or they would do it to producers too. You have to subscribe to my OnlyFans in order to book me. I'm like, so you want me to pay you to offer you more money? Like,
Right. That's interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, like bedside manner goes a long way. My background professionally is customer service, so you got to make sure that you're taking care of your people's being consistent and putting out good content and being different because there's so many people out there. You have to find a niche. Like there's a few things, that I do that set me apart. I do my stinky feet thing. I have really big toes. I have foot tattoo. I wear foot jewelry. Like people will know that it's me,
Right.
So make yourself stand out. Put your best foot forward.
No pun intended. So the same? Would you say the same for a foot model?
Yeah. That's for a foot model. I don't really. I mean, I started as a foot model. I don't consider myself any other type of model aside from a foot model.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Someone say a hand job model.
But I'm not a hand model. I'm not posting pictures of
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So.
So we were about to talk about something. I was like, put a pin in it. Do you remember what it was?
It was something about other models, but I can't put my finger on it. I do not remember specifically.
Shit.
But it was something about, remember, and you said I'll get to that.
Yeah.
It was about other models or other women, but I do not remember what context it was at all.
I feel it was good.
And I'm surprised that I remember that much, but I didn't remember that much.
I feel it was good.
You were standing over there.
Yeah. As I'm talking, that comes to me.
Yeah.
So you don't like the whole mean girl, mean the customer thing?
Not unless they pay me for it.
Yeah,
pay me for it. I'll be mean as hell. It's fine. But that's a weird assumption to presume that somebody wants to be berated or degraded. Like, no. Just because somebody wants your content doesn't make them a sub or a submissive.
So, FetCon about 2 years ago, a lady dropped her purse.
Okay.
So I was being the gentleman, and I was going to go pick it up. But she picked it up before I did, right?
Okay.
And then she looked at me, and she dropped it again.
Why? Oh, because she wanted you to pick it up like you were a sub. What a silly fucking...
I was so pissed.
I would have laughed my fucking ass off. I would have probably kicked the bag. At that point, I would have kicked the shit and been like, "You funny."
I was so pissed. And I was just like, how dare you just assume...
That is so out of pocket.
That everyone's a sub.
Especially at FetCon. I feel like that's the most ignorant place to pass assumption on someone's fetish or kink or what they're into.
Yeah.
Because you know damn well more than anybody else here that that's why we're here. So that people don't have that stigma and whatever.
So they could be free and all this other stuff.
And not feel like they have to pick up your bag twice. That's silly.
And I was like... And so then, for a while, I even had to put in my header, even like on Pornhub,
that you weren't a sub.
That I'm not a sub.
Yeah.
Just because I'm nice.
Right.
Don't mean I'm submissive because I'm not by any means.
Well, and then I always tell people, I'm like, so outside of all this in your vanilla life, is that how you approach people? Because I doubt it. like you would seem fucking crazy. Like if you really talked out of your neck to people like that, or did that in a normal,
Someone would
a
probably
regular
punch you in
social
the throat.
setting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, it's when those women or people, I shouldn't say women,
Yeah.
it's when certain people can't differentiate that reality versus their constant
Fantasy,
world
yeah.
that they live in, which is great. More power to you, but be realistic, and don't expect it, because then when someone turn around and call you all kind of names, you
Then
can't
you're
feel
mad.
some kind of way.
Right. Right.
Because you just basically called me a bitch without calling me a bitch.
And I was just being a
So the
gentleman.
floodgates are open.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just being a gentleman. Oh, you struck your purse head. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do have some Southern house. I was raised in the South most of my life, so
yeah,
it's one of those things. But the second time she dropped it, I remember just like looking her in the eyes.
Mm-mm.
Like,
no,
how dare you?
I would have been hot. I'd have been hot. No.
How dare you?
Yeah, no, I don't ever assume that.
No.
That's why assume starts with ass, because you make an ass of yourself when you do it.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So was this your first FetCon?
No. I went last year as well.
Okay, so you went the year before.
Okay.
I
sure did.
Okay. So how was it? How did you like the first year you went from the second year?
Oh, it was night and day. I was so glad I went again. Well, I'm glad I went the first time to see what I wanted to do the second time, because I wasn't sure what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
But the first year I didn't do anything.
I was just spectating.
Yeah, I didn't do any shoots. I didn't have any sessions, nothing. And then this past year I was very busy. So I think I may have done like 8 to 12 collabs, maybe 6 shoots, 4 sessions, and then I still attended the events. I was busy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I was like that the year before and the year before that. This year I was like,
and I think I'll do like a
4.
And I think this upcoming one, I'll do like a healthy marriage of the two.
Yeah.
Where I'm maybe booked maybe 2 or 3 slots a day versus 4 to 6.
Because then you're
and nothing before 12, because I tried that game.
No one's moving.
Nothing before noon. Nothing. It's not possible. It's like I have to shoot from like 2 to 5 and then be done.
I have models be like 9 a.m. I'm like,
I'm going to sleep at 9.
I'm like, you gonna be up at 9?
Right?
They'd be like, yeah. It's 5 a.m. right now. It's 5 right now.
And you already know that little 3 bubbles coming in at 8 o'clock. Like, like,
who are you fooling?
I did 12 this year, and that was still too early in some instances. So I said, I would do like, I think like 2 to 6 or 1 to 5 is like primo time, because then you get the daytime too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like the evenings. Like early afternoons, evenings, perfect. Mm-hmm. Mornings, if you would have said, hey, let's shoot in the morning, I'm like,
Well, I had to work, remember?
Yeah.
My vanilla job. I need that health care.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. It was great talking to you.
You too.
Tell people where they can find you at.
I have my own website, tanfeets.com. So tanfeet with an S.com. And then onlyfans.com/tanfeets, also with an S. And Twitter. My Twitter is tanfeets with 2 S's. Oh yeah, my X. My X is Tanfeets, but with 2 S's. But if you Google Tanfeets, you'll be able to find me. So.
You Google.
Oh, I'm definitely Googleable. Yeah.
It's a great thing. Oh, you want to see it? Google it.
Right.
All right. So this is Whatever byHektek. We're doing little snippets lives while I'm doing shoots with some beautiful models here in sunny Vegas, which is not too hot right about now.
Perfect.
Oh my God, I love it. So yeah, this is Whatever byHektek.